Hey there, welcome to day 1638 of What Shift to Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with a couple of reminders of what I talked about today. Our idiom for supersize your business was to make it. And I thought, what better way to describe this idiom and what it means to me these days, didn't always mean this to me, but what it means to me these days is, in order to be successful, in order to feel successful, in order to make it, I want to have created a simple step-by-step system or way of doing pretty much everything in my life so that I can take action faster and do it now and do things more automatically. If there's a process or a procedure or a system that I can install in my subconscious, say for example the SOAP framework, where I can deal with challenges and changes automatically without having to think about them unless there's something that needs to be considered by my conscious brain, my mind, that I have to actually think through the ramifications and bring it up to a higher level of consideration. But if it comes to making caramel apple cupcakes, or filled caramel apple cupcakes or caramel apple cookies, all I have to do is follow the step-by-step instructions and know that I'm going to be successful. I'm going to get an edible, successful result out of this process and procedure. So our action, we're focusing on the area of contribution for the annual challenge. Our BU 365-day challenge this year is to do one thing every day that improves us. And in order to do that myself, I decided I would use and structure it around the life framework that I've used for decades now, with the exception of two areas that I added in 2021. Following the pandemic and all the craziness, I went out and found myself a coach for areas and aspects of my life that I discovered and have known for a long time that I wanted to improve in. So core skills like communication and confidence are things that most of us need to work on our entire life. A lot of people don't realize they need to, but I think almost everybody does. So I had a coach in that in 2021 and into 2022, and I thought, okay, if I'm learning it, then I'm going to share what I'm learning with other people for a couple of reasons. Number one, it helps me to really understand and internalize and use what I'm learning, as well as shares that information with other people. So my investment ends up duplicating itself 100 or 100,000 fold, depending on how many people get access to the information that I share. So we're focusing on contribution for the month of July, the area of contribution. And the 9 framework area, the life framework I use is physical, health and well-being, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution. Those 7 areas I've done since the early 80s, the late, I hate to say, probably not the late 70s, because I was still in college, just starting college, but the early to mid 80s especially, I started using this framework in corporate America, and then while running businesses on the side. I started my first simultaneous big business in 85 and ran that on the side, which was the same time I joined corporate America. So last year I added confidence and communication. I just said that. And so we're focusing on the area of contribution this month. So the first 9 months of the year, each month we focused on and gone through different topics, between 20, excuse me, it's doing so good I didn't cough in either of my other videos. We've gone through, about 30 days or so on each topic, right? 31 some months, 28 February. So this month, 31 days, we're talking about contribution. How do we show up in the world? How do we impact the world? How do we make the world a better place? Are we actually thinking about making the world a better place? Guess what? I used to naively believe that everybody wanted to make the world a better place. Guess what? A whole lot of people don't want to make the world a better place. They just want everything to be good and great for themselves. And naive me didn't want to recognize or see that, but I think that we can see that and choose not to participate in it. And that's more important than being naive and not seeing it at all, or denying that it exists. We live in a polar universe where good and evil exist simultaneously. And we get to decide every day which we're going to participate in. I like to participate in the good side of stuff. So again, that's going to be subjective. What I think is good for me might not be good for you. I eat salads every day. That might not be good for you. So I shared a card today. I love these decks of cards. I think I've talked about that. I first started getting them, I think, from Louise Hay and Hay House. And I've literally got, I think, at least a couple dozen of them. And I randomly went, and I thought initially when I started the annual challenge, well, I'll just do a card a day. And I'm like, nah, that's not enough substance or enough structure. I need more structure personally than that. if I'm working toward my goals and objectives. So we need it for the challenge as well. But I haven't really used very many cards throughout the challenge. So today I used one about expressing my true being today. More coughing. Sorry about that. Definitely having allergy attacks this summer. It's hot and humid and just crazy around here. So I shared that card and we talked about the importance of our power, and our point of power is always in the present moment. The only time we can choose or decide or take action is right now, today, right now. We can decide we're going to take action in the future, but there's no guarantee we're going to do it. The only time we can actually do and act and put something in motion is in the present moment. So we talked about that and how we don't have to go out of our way to create all these crazy ways to contribute and make the world a better place. Mostly we just need to be ourselves. And if we're being ourselves and being kind and good human beings, that gives other people permission to do the same. So if I can help you in any way, hit me up. Obviously got a cough and a cold. It's not a cold, it's just allergies, but it's super annoying. So I am laying a little bit low this week to make sure I knock that out of my system. Drinking a lot of that crazy tea my kids make. That makes us feel better because it's got all kinds of herbs and spices and crazy things that make you cringe a little when you taste it, but it actually works and clears out your head and throat. But if I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. We're already at day 200. Today's day 200 of 2022 and the annual challenge. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.